Welcome back, web wizards. Today we are tackling something every website needs, but no one talks about. That's right, the side nav is like the introverted cousin of top navigation bar. It doesn't scream for attention, but when it's done right, it's the coolest feature in the room. By the end of this video, you will create a side nav, so click, even your browser will want to swipe right on it. So grab your HTML sprinkle in some CSS and let's slide into the world of site navigation like pros. So let's move computer screen and let's do a coding with laughing. What in the HTML, what is the ID attribute? So let's start and let's talk about it. In the HTML, the ID attribute is used to specify a unique ID for an HTML element. You cannot have a more than one element with the same ID in an HTML document. Now, we are using the ID attribute. Like in the previous video, I told you about the classes attribute. You must know that. And from the previous video of it, I told you about the div element. These two classes, you must see these two classes because these are very main. First see that two classes, then come on this class. The ID attribute specifies a unique ID for an HTML element. Now, the value of the ID attribute must be unique within the HTML document. The ID attribute is used to point to a specific style declaration in a style sheet. It's also used by JavaScript. Okay, it also be used in JavaScript to access and manipulate the element with the specific ID. I know you understand what I am trying to say. The syntax for ID is if you want to write you write a hashtag character when you are means that when you define an ID you can write a hashtag character followed by an ID name, then define the CSS properties with the curly braces. In the following example, we have h1 element. Like you all know, it is h1 is help with the add a heading on my page that points to the ID name, my header. This this h1 element will be styled according to hashtag my header style definition in the head section. Now here you can see it in the h1. I write ID my header. Okay, so now let's run this code. So first of all, let me create a one window and then let me create a one file by the name of index.html, and I'm making this file in my documents and create file and yes, and then I'm paste this code. So first of all, here I create a one h1 element in which I write ID my header, and when we style it, so we write hashtag and my header, because whenever you start to styling your ID, so first of all you write hashtag, okay, then you write your ID name, then start to style him like background color black. Let me show you. Save it and let me open my window. Let me open my index.html file. So now it is looking like this. Okay, so like that you can style your header. Note that the ID name is case sensitive. The ID name must contain at least one character. It cannot be start with a number and must contain white spaces, tabs, and etc. Now let me tell you about difference between classes, a class, and ID. Now a class name can be used by multiple HTML elements, while an ID name must only be used on by one HTML element within the page. Okay, the class element is used in the many pages. Okay, can be used in multiple HTML element, but ID name must only be used by one HTML element within the one page. Okay, so let's run this code here. Okay, and let me run this code. To do this, let me open my window, try it yourself, and when you open it my this, so here now I write here I created three classes by the name same. Here I create a multiple element with the same class. Okay, and here I create a only one ID, and in which I write here I style the element with with the ID, and here I style all the element with the class name. Save it and then run it. So here you can see it is coming like this. Okay, so class name can be used by multiple HTML element, while an ID name must only be used by on one HTML element within the page. You can learn much more about CSS in our CSS tutorial. HTML bookmarks with ID and links. HTML bookmarks are used to allow readers to jump to specific parts of our web page. Bookmarks can be useful if your page is very long. To use a bookmark, you must first create it and then add a link to it. Then, when the link is clicked, the page will scroll to the location with the bookmark. Here, first we create a bookmark with the ID attribute. Here you can see it. I create a one bookmark C4 with the ID attribute. Then, here I add a link to the bookmark, jump to chapter 4 from within the same page. Here you can see it. I write a href and this. Okay. So, I write this. So now when I save it and run it, so now here I write jump to chapter 4, jump to chapter 8, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Now when I click to jump to the chapter 4, so here I come on to chapter 4. Here when we click on the jump to chapter 10, so we come on to chapter 10. Here you can see it. Why this type of thing has been doing? Because here I define a ID C10 and then in the I write ID C4, so that's why it is jumping on these chapter 4, chapter 3. Now, or you can add a link to the bookmark, jump to chapter 4 from another page. Okay, you can also do this using the ID attribute in JavaScript. Now, ID attribute can be also be used by JavaScript, okay, to perform the some tasks for that specific element. Okay, now JavaScript can access an element with a specific ID with the getElementById method. This one JavaScript method, the getElementById is a one JavaScript method. In this example, I am using the ID attribute to manipulate the text with the JavaScript. Here, what I can do, let me show you the code. So first of all, here I write this type of code. Here I am using the ID attribute in JavaScript. Here, the JavaScript can access an element with a specific ID by using a getElementBy method. First of all, here I write h1 and the ID of it should be headed, and in it I write a hello world. So then in the JavaScript function I write like document.getElementById, then I write my ID name here, then dot inner HTML equals to have a nice day, means the hello world changes to have a nice day. Now when I save it and then when I come on my documents and when I open my file, now when I click on it, same text, so it come have a nice day. Here you can see it. Why this is coming? Because I write my ID name here, then dot inner dot HTML, then I write have a nice day. So that's why when I click into the change the text, so it is looking like this. Here JavaScript can access an element with a specific ID by using the getElementById method. Okay, this one powerful method, getElementById, is the one most powerful method of the JavaScript. Study JavaScript in I know you don't understand my example which I am telling you, because study JavaScript in our HTML JavaScript chapter or in our JavaScript tutorial. Chapter summary. In today's video, first here I use the ID attribute. ID attribute is used to specify a unique ID for an HTML element. Then number 2, the value we use of the ID attribute must be unique within the HTML document. Number 3, here we use the ID attribute is used by CSS JavaScript to style select to a specific element. Number 4, here the value of the attribute in the case sensitive. Then number 5, the ID attribute is also used to create a bookmarks. Now, last not least, JavaScript can access an element with a specific ID with the getElementById method. So in today's video, we talk about in the HTML what is the ID attribute. So I hope you can enjoy this class. If you enjoy, so please like this video, share, friends, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to also notification bell. Also now these type of videos of on our HTML. Okay, then come into the Google Chrome and search in my channel by the name of CodeWithPk, like you all know. And then my channel has been came, then click on it, and while you are not seeing my videos, the views are very down and my subscribers are very also be down. So please grow up it, okay? And then come on to the playlist, and then when you come on to the playlist, click on the full stack web development playlist, and we successfully completed 84 videos of it, and bookmark it and see my all the videos, and you completed 440 views on the playlist. So please complete it to the 500. Okay, but anyways, now I give the out of this video in the big screen. So let's come on to the big screen, means that let's move on to the big screen and let's give the out of this video. That's how you make a site navigation that slides smoother than butter on a hot pancake. Now, your website looking so good, even the internet jealous. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe and share it with your fellow coders. Let's keep the creativity following and do sidebars sliding. Until next time, stay awesome, stay coding, and remember, Great websites are built one nav at a time. So peace out. So now for today, goodbye.